Hello friends, Wildly of Wild Fempire here with your monthly reading for the month of January, this first month in 2024. It's been a while since I have been here visiting you, and I'm just so grateful and delighted that you are inviting me into your life, into your space. And I'm taking a new direction here. Please let me know if you like this. Drop it in the comments. You're gonna also wanna save this video because I am going to give some downloads for the whole month that you can refer to as January moves along. I'll still be dropping in the Moon Day messages, but this way you can really begin to feel the pulse of the month and start to work your life around this rhythm, this lunar rhythm that I'm really hoping to plant a seed inside of you for. Our lives really change when we step into a lunar way of living. Our stress levels go down when we allow ourselves to come into a slower, more magnetic way of being. And so these videos that I'm going to start this year are one more small way that I am inviting you in to living life a little bit more intentionally, living your life with a little bit more self-intimacy, and starting to learn what your rhythm is. Starting to build ritual around what your rhythm is so that you don't have to live life the way it was prescribed to you, but you can actually start creating and reorienting your time in a way that actually feels natural and right and true for you. And so we are stepping here into 2024. 2024 is defined in Chinese astrology as the year of the wood dragon. And this begins on February 10th. So, the Chinese actually build their calendar around lunar living. So the new year never happens on the exact same day. It depends on where in the 13-month cycle we are and where that dark moon lands and where that full moon lands. So I'm bringing in a little bit of that as well into this video, which I find really delightful. I'm so curious what happens if we start really allowing wisdoms to congeal and show us all the different facets of truth that are available to us if we choose to let them into our lives. So we're stepping into this year 2024, year of the wood dragon. Wood is the color green. It's prosperity, growth, opportunity, and dragon is quite a symbol of stepping into our own unique authenticity and power and really finding the confident way in which we want to move through the world. This feels like a major thread in this year of 2024. I'm just sensing, right? Like we went through a major thing from 2020 into 2022. Something that we're not really talking about. We're not really processing the trauma of. We're not really yet at a place collectively where we're giving the truth of the magnanimity, if that is a word, the largeness of that experience, how to find a good place in our lives around that. And 2023 was the first normal year. It was the time where we were finally stepping into things hopefully being the way they were, and they weren't quite. We've still seen so many businesses going out of business. We've seen the rise in price of groceries and rentals and living. We are being told incessantly that we're stepping into a recession. There's all of this pressure in our systems. And on top of that, we're witnessing horrendous things occurring all around the world simultaneously while we're scrolling and seeing kitten and puppy videos. It's just this incredible and interesting time where we're seeing a lot of nuance and a lot of opposites right there, right next to one another. And so this year 2024 is offering us an opportunity to say, okay, life isn't going back to the way it was. So can we root down into what is and start expanding gently? Can we start opening passionately? Can we start reorienting? What is our new normal? Because what was isn't working in this new paradigm. What are we collectively reimagining moving forward? What are we collectively deciding to place our energy and efforts towards? And so for the entire year of 2024, we are encapsulated in the Strength card in the tarot. The Strength card is not the card about who's the strongest. It's not about who can take up the most space. It's not about who can be the bully or the big guy or the leader. It is about who can foster enough balance and flexibility to stay on their feet, to stay present, to continue feeling all the feelings that life is calling us forward into. The Strength card is all about being the one who commits to our practices, commits to our values and our integrity, and then does the work necessary to continue staying soft, not becoming rigid in our thinking and our feeling in our body, but actually allowing ourselves to remain fluid, flexible. You know, I live on a mountain and it is quite windy. We can get very, very strong winds, freezing rains, very harsh weather. And it is the trees that still have some give in them, that move, that bend, that surrender to the forces around them while staying rooted, that survive more often than the trees that are just stock straight and holding on rigidly. And I just feel that we are moving into these times, starting here in 2024, where surrender is going to be our superpower. And so this tarot card for the year of Strength is giving us that information. How do we stay soft? How do we stay rooted? How do we stay in motion even when things feel really heavy, even when we are invited into inertia? How do we continue to stay in motion? And we are beginning this year, this month, January, with the card of the Chariot. Now, I love this. I couldn't have planned this, right? I shuffled these cards before I got on this video with you. 2023 was defined by the Chariot card. We now have January of 2024 being defined as the Chariot card before we step into the Chinese New Year in February. All of these synchronicities blow my mind. So we are completing whatever was not finished in 2023 as we are slip sliding into this new year. Because another tenet of lunar living is that things are not black and white. Things are not, it happens on this time, on this day. It ebbs and flows, right? Like we tell people that women's moon blood cycles are 28 days. They're 28-ish days. I know plenty of women who have 27 days, 29 days, 32 days. The moon, we say it's a 28-day cycle-ish. It's like some months it's 29 and a quarter, and some months it's 28 and 3/4. And there is just this flow, this ebb and flow to stepping into the rhythm and timing of Mother Nature herself, of this lunar way of being. It's not an exact science. It's not precision based on time. It's precision based on rhythm, meaning it's exactly just right based on what is needed in that particular moment in time. It's perfectly imperfect. And the more we can surrender to it, the better it begins to feel in our bodies to live this way. So here in January, we are really being invited to review, 2023 to see what were the patterns and gateways that we were asked to move through. What were the places where we saw inside of ourselves that just isn't fucking working for me anymore? That just isn't how I want to show up. I am not living respecting my body or my heart or my mind or my soul, or I'm just doing something that's out of alignment. There is dissonance. I'm not feeling coherent in myself, mind, body, heart, and soul. We all had those moments. I had those moments. You had those moments. We're all on this journey together. And so we're being invited in this last month, right here with the Chariot card, to give ourselves some life review time, to take the time to digest, to really take notice. What did I accomplish this past year? What did I change? What did I begin? What did I birth? What died? What am I proud of myself for? What am I calling in? What am I dreaming? And this has nothing to do with the new year. This is taking your time all month long and really giving a good place to this last year and these last few years, quite frankly, so that we can step into this year of the wood dragon and really give it our everything in exactly the right way that means for you. I'm not saying that we're going to push, push, push and accomplish, accomplish, accomplish. Fuck that noise. That's not what I'm into. I'm into really opening up ourselves and aligning with what is true. What is true for you? One of the phrases for my 2024 is slow and thorough, because that's the vibe that I want to inhabit. That's what I want to feel and experience in this upcoming year. I have felt enough of the push. I have felt enough of the adrenalized, gotta go, gotta get it done, running out of time, always running late, never feeling satisfied, and never feeling like it's complete. I'm kind of done with that noise. I'm really into slow and thorough, moving with what's true right now, what needs to be experienced and completed right now. And can I digest that completion? Can I feel good in that completion and give it a space in my brain and in my heart, close the chapter, and then step into what's new? So that's what January is really, really about for all of us, right? And now for the weeks in January, we have 5 weeks, not full weeks. The last week is like a little halfer. But we have 5 moon days, starting with today, Moon Day, January 1st. And I've already pulled cards for those 5 moon days, and the majority of them are swords. So what that says to me is that this month of the Chariot is going to really be defined by our actions, by the actions that we are taking in order to complete whatever was started in 2023. Really letting go of the things that are done, whether they're relationships, feelings, thoughts, old dreams, businesses, work, whatever the things are, really letting them die, letting them go, releasing them through our actions so that we have the space and energy for the new to come in and come through. And this is one of my favorite things about winter, is that we get to go in, we get to create that cozy bear cave, we get to have our nest, and we get to slow down, right? In spring and summer and into fall, there's more energy, there's more sap running. We really want to grow things and do things and dance and travel and do all of the beautiful living. And that's great. But if we don't review and digest, if we don't rest and digest, then it all sort of passes by in a blur, and we feel as though we're in a hurry. We feel as though we're rushing through our days and our lives and our minutes. And then we look back and we're like, where did all of that time go? So I invite you this January to make this a priority, to really look at, where did my time go? Did I enjoy where that time went? Was that really used well time for me? And if some of the answers are no, great. No shame, no guilt, no drama. We have data now. We have data on how we are reorienting ourselves to 2024. And it's an exciting month. It is so exciting. We're beginning here with the Queen of Swords. We're going to be really looking at inner boundaries, our own inner discipline. We've got an Eight of Wands coming up, where we're going to see how our mind actively gets involved and invested in what we're doing and keeps us from actually feeling satisfied. We've got a Page of Pentacles in here, where in the third week of the month, we're going to be invited to a deeper study or understanding of something that we're curious about. The fourth week, we begin with the Ace of Swords, and I'm really reading this as, I'm rooted, I'm landing in what I've learned in these last few weeks, and I'm ready to start 2024. I've got my action plan, I've got my strategy, I've got my self-care dialed in. I'm really ready to invest in what I'm calling in. And then finally, we round out January with the Five of Swords. So once we set this plan, this strategy in motion, it's going to offer us space to look at the ways in which we resist. Look at the ways in which we resist what's really good for us, how we resist our own medicine, how we resist taking inspired action because we have some story around it being too much work, or that we are too much, or that it just doesn't seem like the responsible or right thing to do. We're going to get to explore that this month, which is really, really exciting. And during this month, we also have a dark moon on January 11th that is encapsulated in the Two of Cups. So this is the only Cups card that came up for the month of January. And I really, really love this. This is an opportunity to come into right relationship with our feelings, with our heart at this dark moon. So we have a month that is categorized by action, but we're being told, take time on the dark moon to feel your feelings about it. Take time to feel the feelings, to give them a good place, and then to let them go so you can step back into the fire of taking divine right action in your own rhythm at your own pace. It's really simple, clean, easy medicine. And then finally, we have a full moon on January 25th that's categorized here by the Page of Swords. So again, stepping back into that fire, into action, into moving forward fearlessly. I love that we have two pages that have shown up in this month. This is a learning month for us collectively. Take that wide breath with me. You don't need to know what you're doing. You don't have to have it all figured out. We're all human. We're all learning this remembering thing together. It's totally fine. It's okay. In fact, it's amazing. Isn't it amazing that you are however old you are and you are still learning? Isn't it amazing that we can still come into relationship with the moon even as adults? Isn't it really pretty cool that we can remind each other like this to review our lives and to celebrate ourselves and to feel those feelings of joy and delight like we did when we were children? It's really fucking cool. And I hope that you can feel that from me. This is exciting. We are in exciting times. And yes, Maybe it looks like everything is falling apart. Eventually, everything falls apart. It's okay, because when those things fall apart, then we have a lot of pieces that we can reorganize. We can't reorganize things that are stiff and rigid and stuck in place. Sometimes things have to break, shatter, become pieces so that we can actually put them back together in a more useful and delightful way. And that's what we're doing here collectively. We signed up for this ride. We are here to watch things reveal themselves and then to do whatever our part is in the reorganization process of coming back into a unified consciousness, of inhabiting a unified field together, not just as humans, but as life on an interconnected planet where I'm connected to you, I'm connected to the land I'm standing on, I'm connected to the air that I'm breathing, I'm connected to the plants that are around me, I'm connected to the animals that are walking on this land with me, and we're all connected in that same way. I'm connected by the sun shining on my face, and it is the same sun that is shining on your face. And we're in this together. We are in this together. And it's okay to feel a little scared. It's okay to feel like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But the more we soften into that surrender, the more we allow ourselves to start thinking about life and time and right action from the perspective of the moon, from the perspective of rhythm, from the lens of ritual. This is how we start to reorient to life the way it was designed and intended to be. From this place of grounded, relaxed awareness. It's exciting. It's an exciting month. It's an exciting time. If you have stuck with me through this entire transmission, thank you so much. I am wishing you so much joy and delight. I hope that you have everything that you need, that your needs are truly being taken care of in this very moment, and that you can feel the gratitude of that truth. I'm sending you so much love and care and adoration. Please do save this video, come back to it through the month. I'll also be dropping in deeper wisdom tidbits on each of the cards every moon day. Take good care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.